Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome to our official Malediction gameplay stream. I'm Thiago, our lore master, and I'm gonna be playing against
Nikki, one of our game designers, and you guys mostly know me from Discord, and you guys that had any questions for the game, I'll be probably answering them. So what are we going to have today, Thiago?
Yes, we're gonna be playing Order of the Shattered Throne versus Polinor with the Conclave of the Spheres. But before that, let's just introduce a couple of people that are behind the camera. First off, we have...
Hey guys, I'm Fabio Curi. I'm the head of games here at Loot Studios, and I'll be looking at the chat. I might be looking at some good questions to send to our players here if they have a little moment in between plays to answer. And if sometimes I may even comment on some plays myself because I can't help myself.
Yes. Also behind the camera, I don't think he's mic'd up, but we have Dan handling all the technical stuff. So yeah, shall I talk a little bit about what we have set up here and what we're actually playing?
Yeah, we already started with the terrain setup, but it was roll off camera. Both of us took turns placing the terrain. For Thiago, you want to go why you place the terrains the way you did first.
Yes, so my army, my seeker, we are not the fastest, so I took advantage of the fact that the terrain I selected, the one that actually comes in the box for the Order of the Shattered Throne, actually boosts movement speed. So I kind of selected that, spread the terrain around a little bit, just to make sure that I'm actually going to be able to get where I need to be with my army, especially because I don't have that much range. I assembled an army that is very defensive focused, and we're going to go smash in melee.
Well, that is everything going according to plan, but most plans don't work live to the content with the enemy. Well, I'll be playing Polinor, and I'll be focusing more on casting spells and attacking from range. And the terrain I chose, the Sarkast House, I placed 3 pieces of them on the corners, so no matter what deployment site I get, it's easy access for at least one spell reduction and one relic on every deployment.
Yes, we have set up the husks as well already. We haven't revealed the relics yet, but the husks are fairly spread out into the ring. So this is going to be interesting.
Pretty balanced setup.
Yeah. So shall we get started?
I think so.
Should we reveal the relics first?
Yeah, we should reveal them and draw our hand for 7 cards.
Yes, so I'm gonna move to my side of the table. I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I'm gonna cross in front of the camera real quick here. And you guys you're gonna see a little bit of me and a lot of Nikki today, which is a good thing.
Right before you guys start, I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Sure. Which are your seekers, and what is the battle plan for each of your decks and factions?
I'll be playing Polinor. He's equipped with the Runefall Gauntlet, and he allows me to play basic or elite spells from my discard pile, so whenever I use something, I can use it again for an extra echo. And whenever I do that, I can try to get something from the top of my deck. I reveal the top card. If it's a spell, I can draw it. If it's not, I can choose to discard it. So either way, I get to see one more card from my deck. My general plan is to use a lot of cheap units. Some of them have specific synergy with playing spells, either by getting more power or by getting some echo whenever I defeat an enemy unit, or to give support for Polinor, for example. I have Bohigodins that they have protection 1, protection 2 actually, and I have Enforcer that has protection 2, I believe, and also resistance. So he's a very good fountain of resistance because my deck is very fragile.
Yes, so Sigurith Endervos is my seeker. She has the Endervon shield, which is it's something that I said that it's a very defensive deck. I have very powerful units for their cost. Their defense is very high. The deck also has a lot of damage mitigation spells healing spells, stuff like that. And her relic, her legacy relic, actually allows me to, when I defend myself, I may be able to turn that negated damage into an attack. So this is a defensive deck, but it's not a deck that wins by turtling up. You need to move forward, use your cards to defend your units, make them less on the battlefield, and beat face with them.
Yeah. In a game where most of the attacks that you always do, they always do some kind of damage, Sigurd is one of the only Seekers that can turn that around and make, okay, very little of your attacks actually do some damage. They either need to hit very strongly against her or need to force her to waste her resources before so she cannot protect on key turns.
Yes. So, shall we reveal the relics now?
I think so.
Yes. So,
We have our hand at the same time.
sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Let me
And-
just. So 7 cards in hand.
Yeah. And remember, you get to see the relics to decide if you want to keep them or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let
we
me
got
check.
Mortem Vexillum, which allows you to protect units from far away and give Regenerate 2. We have Reaper's Edge, which gives melee expert 2, plus 2 power on melee attacks. Essence Binder, which gives you Echo whenever you defeat an enemy unit, and it banishes them, which is not that relevant in this matchup. Fang of the Damned, you can once per activation deal 3 damage to your unit to perform a free attack. If that attack scores a hit, you recovers 5 health. And Ring of Time, which allows you to spend 2 AP to play a basic or elite spell from any discard pile without spending Echo.
Yes, these are very, very powerful relics. Most of them are. I do have my eye in a couple of them.
Yeah, I can say the same, but that's the good thing because you can get one, but I will get one after that.
Yes, so I have already decided that I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, but yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it, and I think I even know which card I'm going to bid for the initiative.
Okay, I think I know as well. So using this one.
Yes, so I'm just going to reveal it.
Okay, mine is a 4, so against your 3, I
Yeah,
won.
so you win, you get to decide. So I actually bet myself. I bet a Ward of Valkyries, which has a wonderful rendition of my face.
In this case, I think I'll grab the initiative. You can have
Sure.
the choose deployment sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna start on this side.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, should we do deployments now?
Yes, since I have the initiative, I can force you to deploy first. So
Sure.
go ahead. Good, sir.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deploy 3 units. First off, I'm going to deploy the Valkyrie's Priest. Second, the Knight of Astarius. And finally, I'm going to deploy my Seeker. So I'm spending a lot of points here, a lot of Echo. 19 in fact, so I'm going down to 6 Echo. But it is going to be worth it. So I'm gonna place Sigrid here. I'm going to place one of my Knights of Valkyries here as well. And my priest is going to be right behind them.
Okay. One good thing about having the initiative on the first turn is that you know what your opponent is going to play. So right now I know Thiago is not going to be very on my face. So I can take a little bit more time when placing my troops. I will also be playing my Seeker, Polinor, which is 10. So I go from 25 to 15. And I think I will be setting up a Momentum Weaver, which costs me 6. So go down to 9 Echo. Polinor, I'll place him right here, and I have a Momentum Weaver over here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to make a request right now. Can you hand me Polinar's
Yes.
card just so I can take a look at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of the advantages of the game that you can just look at all the rules on the table. I just want to remind myself of a couple of things here. Spell and power spell and pinpoint. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, Nika doesn't need to look at my cards because she basically knows all of them by heart. So I will say that I have been playing this game for a long time, And in all of this time, I have learned to be a very gracious loser.
Oh, technically you played it for more time than me.
Yes. And I've never been the best player, but I've always had a lot of fun with the game. So, are you going to start activating?
Since
first?
I have initiative, I can choose whoever starts activating, so I'll choose you. So I can see you activate first.
Sure, absolutely. I'm gonna move my Knight of Asteris first. He moves 5. I'm gonna have to move him. Believe I'm gonna have to move him twice, no matter what. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Since it's a very slow army, you want to place them together because they have a lot of synergy when having units nearby or units within Sigrid's Aura of Fortitude.
Actually, I'm gonna place him right here is fine.
Okay, so just exhaust the card to mark it
Yes,
activated.
of course.
Okay, so now I think it's a very basic activation. I'll activate Polinor, move him 6 to be close to a Husk.
Nikki, let me ask you a question. Since you have the initiative and it's such a powerful tool, why did you choose for Thiago to go first?
Because the initiative has one of the most advantages that initiative gives you. It gives you the choice of either forcing your opponent to activate first or activating yourself. The point of seeing your opponent activate first is because you can react to that. So I can, basically, you can only play on your turn, except for swift spells. But since Thiago moved, I can respond to that. So I know what's his intention on playing, and I can leave my choices to the less window of time possible.
All right, perfect. So back to Thiago's play.
Yeah, so back to
Okay,
you.
so I'm gonna move my Seeker next. Again, I'm gonna have to move twice to get here, but that's all right because it sets me up nicely for the next turn.
Okay, then my last unit is the Momentum Weaver. She can move 6, and since there are no husks close by, I'll just move twice to here.
Sure, absolutely.
Start setting up that future turn. So that's all my units. So now you activate your...
Yes. Next up, I'm gonna activate the Valkyrie's Priest. I'm actually, she was right here. Let me just...
So while
make
Thiago
sure.
moves the Valkyrist Priest, I find this
Yeah, I
piece
think that's
myself very interesting because at the same time that he has a ranged attack, the Valkyrist Priest can also heal and pray to generate echo, which is one of the
Yes.
most valuable abilities in the game, in my opinion, of course.
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm going to, I moved him once. I'm gonna activate his Pray ability, which allows me to, for each ally within 6 inches, I can gain an echo. So I can actually gain 2 echo. He doesn't count himself, correct?
Yeah,
right,
correct.
Nikki? Yeah. So I'm going up to 8 echo.
Okay. So since all the units have been activated, we go into the end phase. We need to now select Relics. I select first because I have initiative.
Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
Since only Polinor can pick it, I think I'll take the Fangs of the Damned because I want
Ooh.
that extra deck.
And let's reveal something else. And it's actually the Trapjaw chain.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's actually
Unfortunately.
fairly interesting. But what I think I'm gonna do actually, this could be very strong for Sigrid, the
I mean-
Trapjaw chain, because it does give her range, which is something she doesn't naturally have.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually what I'm gonna do. I will say the Ring of Time was very, very attractive, but I'm gonna have to go with some range and equip it to Sigrid.
And that also means that you can pull my units into close to you. Instead
Yes.
of moving everyone, you can move me to close by.
Yes, and we both picked up relics, so we both go up to 10 mastery.
Yep. 10 mastery. And we turn our cards face up again.
Because we're going to round 2.
Yes.
Okay, so at the round 2, you're both gonna get 4 echoes each, and that's gonna total your echoes 2. I'm sorry, just so we can update our heads-up
Yeah.
display.
It's, I think, 13 and yours 12.
Yeah,
Okay,
minus
so
12.
Nikki on Conclave has 13, and Thiago has 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna draw 2 more cards.
And each one of us
here.
should be at 10 mastery.
Ooh, this is going to be,
This is good. No, this is very good, actually.
yeah.
I like this. Okay, so we take, it's here.
Yeah. I have a couple of options here.
9. I can do a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, no, I will not contest the initiative.
Okay.
So, do you want me to deploy first, or
Yes,
would you like to
please.
deploy?
So
Okay.
Tiago had a chance to banish a card and try to steal the initiative token, and then Nikki would be able to contest that, of course. But Tiago gave up on the wish to steal the initiative, and so Nikki can keep it. And this will happen every round, guys. So there's this give or take where it's not always whoever took the initiative in the beginning of the game that will keep it forever.
That is actually a very nice beginner's tip to playing against Sigrid. Sigrid is, I would say, one of the easiest and most safe seekers to start playing because she gives you a lot of safety options to discard cards at any moment to negate damage. But it's actually very hard, or at least very costly, for her to spend cards to contest for the initiative. So most Sigrid players don't try to get the initiative throughout the game unless it's a very important turn. So you can basically keep it for a long time.
Yes, I have already chosen my deployment. I'm going to deploy a phase 6 and deploy a Warfront Commander, which I'm going to go down to 6 Echo. And I'm going to deploy him. I'm going to make an advanced deployment, which I'm going to deploy
That's
him.
the other one.
What? Oh, I picked the wrong model. I'm actually going to deploy this little guy right over. Yeah, I can deploy nearby any one of my unengaged units. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to deploy him forward, which is a little bit risky. But
You force me to spend
it
Echo,
saves,
Tiago.
yeah, it saves me a little bit of movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I have to deploy. You can go, Nikki.
I'm going to have to do some quick math here, but I'll be playing 2 and equip my Polynor with an attachment. Is the Hunter's Ball. So now he gets +3 range and +1 power on range attacks. And that costs 2.
Perfect.
So go to 11. I'll be also reinforcing him with the Bahigodin. So now he has a buddy. And that buddy
Yes.
protects him and allows him to take damage from instead of my Frail Polynor. And because you play that pesky Marshal, I need to play a Conclave Artillerist to give support to that side as well. So it'll be 2 for the Bahigodin and 4 more for the Conclave. With
Sure.
6, I'll go down to 5. And that is one of the tricky parts of playing Polynor because he wants you to play a lot of spells, but you need to have units on the board to play your channels. So you actually need to have at least some guys on the board to make board presence and to contest the husks and have actions in the game.
Yes. So, do you want to start activating?
I think so too. You go first.
Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I almost took some things down here. I need to be careful. The first thing I'm gonna do actually is I'm going to activate my Warfront Commander, actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust him. I'm going to use his Battle Cry ability. It costs 1 AP. I can command a unit of his rank or lower to do a move or an attack. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to command the Knight of Asteris to move forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Knight of Asteris can move 5. Because we're starting in this terrain, I can move 7.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do is, let me just measure things out here. And I can get basically here. I'm still going to be a little bit exposed, but that's fine.
The good thing is that allows you to move that knight without necessarily wasting his activation.
Yes.
So one of the reasons I positioned this Momentum Weaver here is because she has knockback and pull. So if you get a guy here, I can try to take it off the husk. You delaying the activation means I have to delay this activation as well to wait for you to move that guy.
Yes.
So you force me to activate one of the other units.
Yes, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy, because I still have 1 AP, and I'm gonna move him 6. We should get him right behind right next to the Knife of Astaris, which is good because the Knife of Astaris has protection, so it can protect the Warfront commander a little bit at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is all I have for now. It's your
Okay.
activation, Nikki.
First, I'll pre-measure something here. I have 12 from Polinor.
It's good to know that you can pre-measure in this game as much as you want. You will feel free to do that, of course, as long as your opponent is cool with you taking your time.
Well, one of the good things about Polinor is that it has an enormous range, and I just improved it by 3. So actually, he can sharpshoot your knight and your commander from here.
Sure, go ahead.
I do have a piece of terrain in the middle, so he cannot ignore that. But how much HP does each one of those units have?
Okay, so the Warfront commander has 12 HP, and the Knight of Astaris also has 12 HP. They both have 13 armor, but the Knight does have shield wall, so the Warfront commander goes up to 14.
Okay, so because the Knight also gives him protection.
Yes.
So in that sense, the Warfront is harder to take down. So I'll be using 1 activation for Poland.
Ooh.
Good thing that thing is not glued, so you can just place it back.
Yeah.
I'll be taking 1 single move from Polinar here. He'll still
Sure.
be remaining inside the terrain, so I'll still get my benefit for reducing the cost
Sure.
of spells. And I'll be targeting, unfortunately, I would need to target your knight because he can protect the other guy. And I
Sure.
want to do some damage. So I'll be first using the attack for my relic. I'm going to place 3 damage on Polinor to get a free attack against her.
Sure.
So I'm
Roll-
going to
roll to attack.
roll. That's a 7 plus a 4 accuracy. That is 11, which I don't think it hits.
No, it does not hit.
Fortunately, Polinor is very precise. Even on a grace, he deals 3 damage plus 1 damage for range expert, so 4 damage.
Sure, absolutely. So the Knight of Astaris is going to take the 4 damage. I'm not going to protect him. There's no shenanigans right now.
At least for now. But
Yeah.
I have shenanigans because I'm Polinor. I always have shenanigans.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I'm going to make my usual attack, spending 1 AP.
Sure.
7 again, so another 4 damage.
Let's see here. Should I protect him a little bit? I know that the Conclave does have some direct damage spells, and you haven't really played in spells so far.
Direct damage?
Yes. So what I'm gonna do actually is I want to mitigate that a little bit. I have a card in my hand that I don't think I'm gonna be able to to deploy anytime soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to discard a card. I'm going to discard an Armored Revenant and use my Legacy ability to reduce that damage by 3. So I only take 1 more point of damage. He has 7 life left now.
Okay.
That's
Well,
the best thing about Sigrid. Even if you don't have echoes or you don't have the right card in hand, you can always just chuck a card and block some damage. It's amazing.
And it's a good thing because Polinar has a lot of damage on his sleeves. The first, I'm going to be spent normally 2, but now only 1 single echo to play Twin Flames. Twin Flames allow me to choose up to 2 opponents. I'm going to choose your priest and your knight. And each one of them will normally take 2 damage. However, Polinar has a very nice ability called Empower Spell, which empowers the damage by 1. 3 damage to each one of them. Not good. Sir?
Yeah. This is not looking good, you guys. I need to. And it's this guy and the priest. Okay. I need to solve this fast.
So, did you like that, Thiago?
Yeah, are gonna do it again.
Yes, I'm gonna do it again because Polinar also has dual spell, which allows me to play 2 spells on a single turn instead of the usual 1. So I'm going to play another Twin Flames from my hand, another cost reduction to 1, so 3 damage to each one of them.
Okay, so what's happening right now is that the Valkyrie's Priest has 6 damage on him, which leaves him at 2 life. And the Knight of Asteris has 8 damage on him, which is going to leave him at 4 life, which is really bad.
That ends my turn.
Yes. So if I hadn't protected the Knight of Asteris, he would have just died right now.
Yeah.
Instead, what's going to happen is I'm going to, let's see what I'm actually going to activate. So let's see here. How far can I get? So I could get all the way up there. Instead, what I'm going to do, let's move some, let's
No,
see
she doesn't
here.
want to get close to me. Yes. Yes, not that close.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit too far away to do what I want to do, which is very unfortunate.
Almost got
Let's see here.
scared.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do actually is I'm going to activate my priest. I'm gonna walk my priest. He can walk up to 6, so he can get out the way over here. So I'm gonna walk my priest over here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna spend 1 echo, not 1 echo, 1 AP, and I'm gonna heal someone. And I think I'm gonna have to heal him.
I mean, technically you could heal the knight, and that is also like extra health for the priest, at least while the knight is close by. But that is a choice.
You're absolutely correct.
Or this means your
Actually-
knight needs to stand there.
Actually, I have 6. I actually think I'm gonna do something else. Nah, you're right. I think the best play is gonna be to heal the knight. So I take 2 damage off the knight. And yeah, that's it for this round.
Okay. Well, I still want that relic to be secure, so I'm going to be moving my conclave artillerist here once. He does not have range to attack again, but he will move another time. Get here. It's almost enough to get to a husk if I didn't have a Liastron strike. So that gives me an ally performs a move without provoking retaliation, and normally costs 1, but I'm on a Starcast Hall, so it reduces by 1, so it costs 0. Yay!
Okay, perfect.
So I'll position her here, where she can pick a husk and also target on the next round.
Yes, so I need to point out that I was actually I was miscounting something. So just clarify something for me, Nikki.
Yeah.
If I move twice with Sigrid, do I get to move 14 total?
No,
or
you
12?
only get the +2 when you start performing an action. So you could, for example, move 7. If it gets you to here, the second action would get a +2 again. But if you start moving here, it doesn't.
Okay, and I believe, thank you for that clarification. I don't think I'm gonna get kind of,
Yeah, you can get it.
nah, I'm like literally
Oh, yeah.
just off.
Yeah.
But still,
The power of mass.
I would be able to move 12,
Yes.
which may be just enough to do some shenanigans.
Oh, no.
So let's see
I
here.
thought you didn't like to do shenanigans.
I love to do shenanigans.
No.
Sometimes I'm just not able to do shenanigans.
Fair enough.
So I have a couple of choices here. What I'm gonna do is, let me mark it again, the perfect position here,
That's a
or
very
as
good
perfect
position.
as I'm gonna be able to get. So Sigrid is gonna use both her movements to get all the way over here, I don't have any more AP,
Yeah.
but I do have a spell in my hand, which is Valorous Command, which allows me to perform 1 attack with any ally. So I'm gonna spend 2 Echo and perform an attack with Sigrid.
Okay.
She does have 6 range right now.
Yes.
I'm just trying to decide if I should attack Polinor, or if I just start wailing on this one before she has a chance to get the relic.
I mean, both of them
because
have the same defense, if that helps you.
Yeah, it's just a choice that I have to make. You still have her and the Bahigujin to activate, right?
Yes.
So there's no guarantee that I'm gonna be able to stop you getting to the relic. She's also very annoying. That's the one that is able to push me around, right?
Yeah. And I also have a list of stride on my discard pile. Remember, I can play them from room
Yeah,
found.
so what I'm gonna do, I think the most effective thing here is to attack Polinor. So let's do that. Let's throw some dice. Attacking Polinor with Sigrid. That's
And you're
all I'm
going
gonna be
to
able to do
miss
this
him.
turn. Who? Let's
Miss
see.
him.
That's a crit.
Ooh, we got a critical.
So that's gonna be 8 damage to Polinor.
I'm fine.
And I'm
fine.
gonna pull Polinor all the way next to Sigrid. I want to be very, very close to him. And because of the legacy, which was the thing that gave me the range, he's gonna take 3 extra damage. So that's a total of 11 damage to Polinor.
Yes, he already had 3 damage. What is 11 plus 14 plus 3 damage?
14.
Yeah. How much health does Polinor have?
He has 14
He
health.
has 14 health.
Ooh. What did he have? Oh, he took 3 damage because of his relic.
Yeah. And he
So-
didn't hit back.
Okay, so a question, because when he drops, the husk drops as well. Did
Yeah.
I manage to pull the husk
Yeah,
for me?
because how it works is first you hit the attack, you trigger pull, so you pull Polinor here.
Yeah.
You deal the damage for the attack, so it's 5 damage, you take the damage down, and then we trigger the extra ability for the relic, deals 3 more damage. So he dies right here.
How many echoes does... Oh, it was Polinor, so,
Yeah, so-
Tiago just got 10 more mastery.
Actually
Yeah.
12 because he had an attachment.
Ooh.
That was
So I'm
big.
all the way up to 22 mastery. So that I would say that paid off. Should we place the husk
it
back,
paid
back
off.
there?
Like we see in Brazil, 22 or 2 ducks in a pond.
Yeah. And it
Yes.
also caused me to lose 10 mastery.
Yes, so unfortunately that's all I can do this turn. I wish I could do more.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Nikki. That was actually, I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting to do some damage, but yeah, you're up
Let's see. Okay, Bahigudin, do me some favors and do some damage. So this goes back to the bottom of the relic deck.
now. Yes.
So right here. Now choices. I can use the Bahigudin to start dealing some damage to there because the cost is reduced. You know what? This would cost. This is round 2, right? So we get only 6 on the next one.
Yep.
Damn Sigurd.
Only
Yeah,
6, Nikki? Is that not enough for you to do everything
Oh no,
you
it's
want?
6 because I'll be spending 3 this round. Okay. I wanted more echo. I wanted infinite echo.
I'm actually very worried because depending on what she does, she may actually be able to take out like 2 of my units. The unit that she has right there, which is the Liastron Weaver, right?
Yeah.
She, depending on the spells that Nikki has, the Liastron Weaver may be able to take out both the Knight of Asteris or the Priest, or at least one of them.
Yes, I'll be activating the Bahigudin first. He only moves 5. I want to charge Sigrid. How many cards do you have in hand?
I have 3 cards in hand and 4 Echo.
Okay. Going to charge Sigrid? Do I? Nah, that's only giving her a free attack. Okay, so a Bahigudin is going to first. Let's see what I'm going to play. Well, let's start playing the spells first. I'm going to be playing Twin Flames for only 2.
Sure.
Because I am on a terrain reduction. Since I've played a spell from my discard pile, I'm going to reveal the top card. Actually, it's reveal the top card, yeah. So I'm going to be dealing 2 damage to both the priest and the knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a quick question here. Someone asked, couldn't the little guy absorb some damage?
He normally could if I played him a little bit closer, but I didn't. Also, that relic gives Sigrid the ability to pull. Pull resolves when the unit hits. So technically he pulls before dealing damage, and when the result of the pull would deal damage for the attack, he's far away from the barriga.
I see.
I could have moved the Barrigadin closer to get, okay, if you're going to pull me and if you're going to do all that damage, Barrigadin is going to be closer, but I didn't account for the possibility of Thiago having that extra attack.
Yes. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna deny some damage.
Yeah.
This is getting a little bit dangerous, you guys, because I'm spending a lot of resources from my hand to deny this damage. I'm discarding a card. It's Reinforced Plate, which is a shame because I would love to have that equipped. So I'm going to deny the damage that the Knight of Asteris would take.
Okay.
But then he's going to absorb the 2 damage from the priest, preventing his death. It's 2 damage, right?
Yeah, 2 damage.
Okay.
Because I don't have
So-
power anymore.
Yes. So the knight still has 4 life, and the priest still has 2 life. I think it's worth it, even if it's just to make Nikki spend some more resources.
Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of spending resources, my Barrigadin is going to charge Sigrid gloriously.
Yes.
Because even if you want to prevent that measly 3 damage that he can do, it's still a card you have to discard.
Yeah, sure.
So it's 1 damage.
What did you roll? I'm sorry?
2.
A 2. Okay.
And
Yeah.
everything has like +1 accuracy. So it's not, Sigrid has the highest defense in the game, so I need at least a 40.
So he basically
it's
did a
possible.
belly bump on Sigrid.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It was a very cute belly bump.
I'm going to do, how much life does the Barrigadin have?
8.
He has 8 life. I don't think it's worth it for me to hit back right now,
Yeah.
spend the resources. So Sigrid's just going to take the 1.
Also, extra tip when playing against Sigrid. You usually want to deny her resources. So all those hits that she doesn't want to protect them, they're like free hits for you.
Yeah, and I think is that all you're going to do?
I have Momentum Weaver, but it's your activation first.
Okay, so I kind of have to activate the Knight of Asteris. I do not want to let you get the extra. Let me just see here. Right now, do you have line of sight to my knight or any other of my units
Only
with the
Sigrid.
Momentum
Only
Weaver?
Sigrid.
Only Sigrid? Okay. So, I'm, let's say, trepidatious about moving the knight, because that would be removing protection from my other 2 units.
Yes.
What's the range on the Weaver?
10.
10, yeah. So, but it would be, how much does she move?
Move 6. She can get with 1 movement.
Yeah, let's say, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna explain this, it may not make that much sense. I'm actually going to move the knight, and I'm gonna position him as in a way that if she wants to use a Momentum Weaver
Yeah.
to attack, she's gonna have to get a little bit closer to the knight. Does she have pinpoint?
No, she does not.
Yeah. So, anyways, this doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna get a free reaction attack or anything like that. She's not gonna necessarily provoke retaliation. I want to still be out of line of sight right now. So that's the intent.
But you also want to be within 1 inch of this, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. This may not be
you.
perfect, but maybe it will be.
This would be 1 inch.
When Thiago asked if the other unit has pinpoint, just to clarify for you guys, pinpoint means you can ignore units when tracing line
Nah.
of sight.
Yeah. The thing is, this is just not gonna work.
I mean, there is a chance I just miss and I cannot push you back. It's on the die.
Yeah. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna. I have made my play.
Okay.
Please
So,
play now, Nikki.
Momentum Weaver, save the day for me, please. I'll move to here. Very carefully. She'll be moving 6 here. She's not going to be engaged with the knight. More
Sure,
than 1 inch away.
absolutely.
So even if I miss, even if you can discard a card, means you're not attacking back.
Sure.
So now my Momentum Weaver is going to perform a range attack against your Knight of Asteris. How much high life does he have?
He has 4 life
Okay,
left.
so actually you would need to spend a card if I hit you, because she deals 4.
Sure.
She has +3, you have 3 defense. I only need a 10.
Yeah, this is getting tense.
13,
That's a 13.
so
That'll
that
be-
is a hit.
That would be a hit. I will actually spend 3 echo
Okay,
because discarding a card, I can only defend 3 damage.
yeah.
I want to defend as much of it as I can. So I had 4. I go to 1. And I'm going to be playing, again, I'm playing myself. Ward of Volcaris negates up to 5 damage.
Tiago, I
So-
insist you show us the card here on the camera.
Then can you
Let's-
get
let's
the,
see
the
if-
camera on the...
Yeah, I don't think that one
that
is
one's not
working
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
right.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think it's going to be the best.
Okay, but everyone, if you guys want to check later,
Yeah, check out our content library on the website. It's a very nice facsimile of me in Ward of Volcaris.
I still can't believe the flavor text for it is not "Get down, everyone."
Yeah, so I deny the damage. The unit doesn't die, which is
Yes, but she still knocks you back because pull and knockback only
Sure.
cares if you hit. So I can pull you up to 5.
or push me away up to 5.
Actually, I'm going to be
cheeky.
pushing. Let's see. It's not going to. You can still charge me. So I'm going to get you a little bit away from the priest, so you cannot protect him, but away from the husk as well. So that husk is now mine.
Yes, so
Precious.
let's enter round.
Tiago,
So
just double checking. Right now you have 1 echo.
I have 1 echo.
I also have 1 echo.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Okay, so we're
I'll be
going.
getting 2 relics now, so my mastery goes up to 20. I need to choose who collects first, and I think, well, you have a lot of units there, so I want my Momentum Weaver to sustain a little bit more damage, so she's going to take the Helm of Wrath. It doesn't do anything right now, but as soon as you start doing damage to her, she gets plus damage and also resistance.
Yeah, and I'm going to reveal the next one, which is the Boots of Celerity,
Yes!
which is
This is my favorite relic.
yeah, which is not good for me. That one is just showed up.
Yes, the Boots of Celerity just gives me an extra movement every activation, and also means my unit does not provoke retaliation. So that's what I'm be picking with my Conclave Artillerist, so I can move around the battlefield far easier this way.
Yes, so I need to do some damage fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to make all my units ready again. We have gone to round 3. I have moved up to 7 echo because we get 6 for round 3.
So
and
am I.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards.
And the mastery is currently 20 to 22. Is that
Yes,
it? Yeah,
correct.
nice.
Not good, but not bad either.
Ooh, I have a very tough choice to make here. I will not contest initiative.
Okay.
Who would you want to deploy first?
You can go ahead and deploy first because I'm very kind.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. It is such a tough choice, but I think it's gonna work out. Actually, let me think here. Sure, yeah, this is gonna work out.
You have 7, right?
I have
both
7.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 4, and let me just adjust here.
Fortunately, that's not enough for the big hitters.
I'm gonna spend 4, and I'm gonna deploy another Valkyrie's Priest.
Okay.
He's going to show up. Right behind this guy,
Okay.
actually. So it's a new Valkyrie's priest, new model, different pose. And let's see if I'm going to add anything. And I actually think I will. I'm gonna go down to 2 echo, spend 1 more for a great shield,
Okay.
which I'm going to equip to, and this is going to be an important decision.
That is an important decision.
Just while they're reading, if anyone doesn't know, lots of people are telling us that the reliquary fits a bagel inside as its
They're
relic.
telling us that is what it fits.
It's canon
over
now?
there.
Is that
It
it?
has a skull on the art, but inside the skull there's a bagel.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, here's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm going to equip this to the newly arrived priest.
Yeah, so it can give +1 defense to the knight.
Yes,
It still
So,
has 4
yeah.
health left,
Yeah.
right? Because you protect all the damage.
yeah. So that's it. That's all I can do right now.
And you have how many echo? Only 2.
Two echo.
So I need
And
to.
I was
The
up
priest
to
can
10.
feed you on that, but you have very low cards in hand. So I'm going to take my chances. I said I would need to protect my Momentum Weaver. That is still true. I'm going to play another Behegadin. So
Sure.
as it says, widely considered disgusting by apprentice mages, a Behegadin's worth is only realized when it expires.
Poor little guy.
Here is good.
That works. I don't really have any range over here right now, so technically the priest, yes. But I think I have better things to do with the priest right now.
What do you mean? I think make range attacks with the priest is the best decision you could technically make right now. Trust me. Okay, so I'll go down to 5 echo. Well, this Behegadin is dead. I'm going to start activating since I have initiative, and I'm going to be choosing my Momentum Weaver.
Sure.
Oh, I forgot to do the Molex Augury, now that I remember, because I'm going to be remembering that right now. Okay, so on her activation, you said the priest is at 2 health, and the knight is also at 4
The knight's
health,
at
right?
4, yes.
I will be spending 3.
Just confirming, so now you're going down to 2.
Yeah, which is exactly how much I need to play another Twin Flames. So
Okay, who are you hitting?
2 damage on the knight and 2 damage on the already damaged priest.
What I'm gonna do is, let's see here.
You could technically pull all the damage to the knight and just die and deny the damage to the priest. Or you can discard a card.
No, because this knight is not, this priest is gonna die. Because this knight's not close enough to this priest. It's a different priest.
That is true.
So actually the priest is gonna die. The priest is gonna die, the knight's gonna survive. So the priest dies. The first priest, the painted one, it's going to go away for a little bit at least.
And Nikki
you get
gains
4 mastery from him, and the knight is gonna take the 2 damage.
Okay. And now the part that I forgot the last time, but is very important for you to remember, Molex Augury, whenever you use one of your spells from this card, you can reveal the top one, and it's a neutralizing ward. I love seeing you here, which is basically just cancel a channel spell. And I get to draw it. And it's a very important part because as you saw in the first round for Polinor, he can really get spend heavy with his resources, and that helps you fuel it back. Okay, so he took 2 damage with the knight, right? He only has 2 left.
Yep.
So even a grace for my Momentum Weaver would still kill him if you don't spend a card. So that's what she's going to do. First attack. That is a hit.
Yeah, that is gonna be a hit.
How much did
And
you roll?
I roll a 17 plus a 3, so it's a 20 total.
Yes. So, and you still have a second AP,
I
right?
still
A
have
second attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if I defend him right now, he's going to die to the next attack. So I'm just going to let him go. As sad as I am that this is happening, it must now.
Okay, and he costs how much, Echo?
5.
So
5.
that's
Well,
another
go to
5 mastery.
29.
Yeah, things are not looking good for me, folks.
No. Do I want to start putting damage on the priest? Or do I want to do damage to the commander? Or do I want to start moving to Sigurd and try to take her down? Let's see, kind of the other Bahigajin.
You can't stay out. You can't stay outside of her range, right? If you want to.
What do you mean?
Like she has 10
Oh yeah, she
range.
has a range. No, but she has
Yeah.
a range attack.
I have a range attack, but you have a
forgot
range
about
advantage. You
Yeah,
could stay
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Tiago is so nice that he gives his opponents
Nah,
tips.
this is a friendly game.
And-
We're not trying to kill each other yet.
Yet. No, but I mean, if I want to take down Sigrid, you need to focus fire her because she's very resilient. She has the highest defense in the game, one of the highest health count, and she can discard cards to just negate damage. And her strategy is built around not dying. So, if I had Polinor, it would be different. But now I only have one Momentum Weaver and a Conclave Archivist. If on the next round I would have enough Echo to play Polinor again, which is an option. That is actually a very good option. Okay, I'll be moving the Momentum Weaver back here. Sigrid only has 6.
Ooh, let me remove the knight from the field. I forgot to do that earlier.
So just move her as if she is
A scooch back.
far away, far away. Over here. So
Sure.
that ends my activation.
Sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and move the battlefield elsewhere, basically.
Sounds good.
I'm going to activate the Warfront Commander. Is that what I'm gonna do? No, actually I have to activate the priest. So I'm gonna activate the priest. He's going to, let's see here. The distance for prey is 6 inches, right?
Yes.
So if I move the priest right here, I could
Pray to. Yeah.
pray 2, which is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. To echo for that. It's
Yeah.
funny because for some reason, Polinor is the seeker that I get to do one play and immediately see, oh, I should have done that. For some reason.
Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do right now, and then I'm gonna, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, since you were so, you only have one card, right?
I only have one card in hand.
Since we're so gracious to let my Bahigajin live, I'm going to be activating him first and try to do some damage to Sigrid, I guess.
Sure.
So he's going to attack her.
Belly bounce.
Belly bounce. It's a graze. For 6 plus 1, it's a 7. Only 1 damage.
Yeah, she's gonna take it.
Belly bounce again. It's a nat 20. It's a critical hit for the Bahigajin. It's 4 damage now. Easily 4.
Ooh.
It's the big belly bounce.
Big belly bounce. Say this thing eats Sigurd for breakfast.
How much life does he have?
8.
Jesus. Okay.
2 attacks basically kill him.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do,
The good thing is that is at least 1 guaranteed damage.
it's not, because I'm gonna do something really stupid right now.
You're not, no.
Yeah, I'm
no,
gonna do
you're
something
not
really
going to
stupid.
spend that.
Yep. Because otherwise it's just gonna sit in my hand. I believe you're gonna have a lot of things that, at least right now in the field, you have a lot of things that do a lot of ping damage.
Yeah.
You don't have like big, any big
I
hits
just
right now.
did a big hit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend use a switch spell, spend the rest of my echo. I have no cards in hand, and I'm gonna go to 0 echo here. Let's see. And I'm using Shield of Endervos, which prevents up to 10 damage, which is absolutely overkill. But the point of it is that I get to do 1 attack in Bahigajin right now.
That is correct.
So let's have some fun. Actually, if I crit again, he just dies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see.
Do it.
That's a 14. That's going to be 5
That's
damage.
a 5 damage, yeah.
I don't get to... Yeah, it's not a ranged attack, right?
not a
Because I
ranged
don't... Yeah, so...
But
Okay,
it is your activation next.
that is my activation. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, it's my activation now.
Yeah. I just activated Bahigadin.
Yeah, so actually what I'm going to do is... I think I'm just going to move the Warfront Commander.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I wanna kind of reset things around here. I wanna be able to do some stuff. You still have this Bahigadin to activate
Yeah.
and that.
And just
That would
making
attract
sure.
to
Yeah,
it.
he could charge the
other
Warfront Commander. So it'd be very funny a game where Bahigadins are not protecting stuff. They're actually charging Sigrid of all things.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I also don't want to do this because
Yeah.
then you're just gonna hit me with the
Yeah.
with the Astrum Weaver. The Astrum Weaver is very well positioned to do a lot of
I
damage.
love her. It's a very fun position.
She's very good.
This is actually the way I like to play Polinor the most. You can have the pings and the extra movements on your spells, and you have units and spells to allow you to manipulate the battlefield. So you can take positioning from your opponent. If you okay, my unit is safe here. No, I get an extra action, or I get to pull you away from a unit that is supporting you. I think that's very fun and also
Yeah.
hard to play because there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, so I'm just going to... unfortunately, I cannot command Sigrid with Battle Cry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the Warfront Commander. I believe I can basically get where I want.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to move him all the way through here. Do I fit? No, I do not fit. So I would have to be kind of around here. Yeah, this is fine. So I'm gonna move him all the way out there. He does have a second ability, which is Inspire, which makes all of my hits just a little bit more likely, and that's my turn. That's my
Okay.
activation.
I'll be activating my Conclave Artillery's first.
Sure.
They have 8 range? No, 10 range. Which, it's just not enough for the priest. Unfortunate. Oh, I want to spend that. Let's see one thing. How much do you have? Okay, so this will be 5 here.
I'd also like to say that 20 minutes ago, someone said that Thiago would surrender in 5 minutes. And
You just lost.
you just lost, yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the things with this game is that, you know, as the turns go on, as the rounds go on, things change. So I'm still hopeful that I can turn things around a little bit here.
And while Nikki thinks of her play, Thiago, what is the story behind Sigrid?
Ooh, Sigrid Endervos. She's a little bit of a... She's kind of our paladin archetype. She has been chosen by her relic. She has been hearing voices all her life. They led her to her relic, the Endervan. The Endervan is actually, we represent it as a shield. But if you look at the art, it's actually a little piece of a statue that has been grafted onto a shield. It's a relic from before the fall that talks to Sigrid and tells her who to save, who to kill, and who to let die.
Okay, so I've made up my mind. I'll be activating Bahigadin first, not the Conclave Artilleries, because if I move here, I actually get open to Sigrid charging them.
Sure.
So Bahigadin is going to move twice to about here. You need to be within 1 inch of her.
To protect her?
Yeah,
Sure.
just making sure. This is fine. You may go ahead, my good sir.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I only have Sigrid to activate, and I believe what I can do is I can't really charge here, but I do have
I mean,
6.
technically you can.
Nah, but that's not what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna provoke a retaliation from the Bahigujin, but I'm
Okay.
gonna move.
Okay.
And I'm
I'm
gonna
going to attack first.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a mighty 2.
Which
so
is 1 damage.
damage.
Yes. So what I want to do, and
But
let me see.
just making sure you're aware of that. If you move away from that husk, the Bahigudin is going to collect it at the end of the round. Which will be like right now.
Ooh,
And I'll be
actually,
getting 10 more.
yeah, actually, I'm not technically worried about Bahigujin, but you still have that
Yes,
really
yes.
fast unit over there.
Yes.
So I need to actually still be around the husk. But what I can do with this movement, yeah, actually I can't move.
No, you can charge.
No. Because what I wanted to do is move, provoke the retaliation, and then pull something in. But the problem is that I can't move away from the husk. I was gonna.
Oh no, but this unit already has a rally. So you cannot.
But, yes, you cannot contest.
So you
Right,
could
right.
move away and
Yes.
still be engaged with the Bahigudin.
Yes, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go all the way over here. I wanna be as
Okay.
far away from the Behugdin as I possibly can.
Okay.
But still be engaged with him. I think I make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make an attack with Sigrid
Okay.
against the Liastrom Weaver.
Okay.
And
She has 13 defense.
let's go, please.
Blowing on the
please.
dice, he's a little bit desperate now.
That's a 7. That's not gonna. That's gonna be 12, which does not hit, right?
Actually, you are inside your inspiration for your.
Ooh, yes, because so
Inspire.
it's a 14.
Yeah, it's a 14. It actually hits.
It hits. It deals 5 damage, and I'm gonna choose to pull as much as I can.
Yeah. Now there's an interesting choice here. Because you're going to pull anyway. You're going to deal 3 damage. But if you deal 5 damage, I get resistance. And I get resistance on the time when you do the second damage. So actually, I will take the 5 damage on my Momentum Weaver.
Okay.
Knocking her down to 5, which triggers the ability for the Helm of Wrath. So now I get Berserker 2 and Resistance 2. So whenever I take damage now, I reduce the damage by 2.
Sure. So you only take 1 extra damage
20.
from the pull, right?
Okay.
So you're gonna take 1 damage from the pull instead
only
of
1
3,
damage
right?
from the pull.
But you still do get pulled.
Yeah.
How much do you get pulled?
How much you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it all the way, like as
Yeah.
close to me as I can.
Yeah.
As you, yes. So
Perfect.
let's glue. Yeah, it has to be.
That is fine by me, actually.
Okay, so that's it right now for me.
I still have my Conclave Artillerist,
Yes.
which I... Can I get a cheeky win right now?
Ooh.
I think I can.
How much mastery do you have?
I have exactly 2.
No, mastery.
Oh, Mastery, 29.
29. Okay.
29. So, first, here's a cheeky little strategy for you. I activated Conclave Artilleries. For their activation, I'm going to be playing Liastron Stride from my discard pile.
Okay.
It costs me 2, reduced down to 1 because I am inside
Sure,
this
absolutely.
Stormcast halls. And I'm going to choose one of my allies to perform a move without triggering retaliation. And I'm
Okay.
going to choose my Bahigudin, which survived.
Guys,
Ooh.
we are playing live, so this sometimes happens. We will just do this play real quick,
Okay.
and we'll ask for 1 minute so we can switch some batteries on the cameras.
Oh, no problem. I think there's a high chance the game ends now. So now he moves that way, and the Conclave Artillerist gets a free move for dash, which they move to here. Because I've played a spell, I get +1 damage for Spell Strike. So she's going to attack the priest twice.
Okay. I can't really
It's a
defend
13
him right now.
+2, so it's a 15, deals 4 damage.
Sure. And the second attack? If the second attack hits,
yeah.
he just dies.
It's a 14.
So he just
It's a hit.
dies.
4 damage.
Yeah, and you're gonna get 5.
I only needed 1.
Yeah, because you're gonna get the husk.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the game.
Wait, let us just quickly switch the battery, and
Okay.
we'll be right back to
Yeah, we'll be right back to a
recap and
debrief.
debrief.
Yes. Are we back yet?
Are we back yet? Hello.
Guys, can you see us?
Can you guys still hear us? Is everything okay on
Yeah,
the
let us know if
audio-wise?
you can hear us.
I'm not seeing comments, so I think they don't hear us yet. Do you guys see us?
There's a delay.
There's a small delay.
That makes more sense now. Reach out, God? Yeah, did you reach out?
Okay.
Okay, so everything okay? So just a quick recap, because I just had a miraculous inspiration. The Moloch's augury, it gives you something.
Yes,
So-
absolutely.
The play I saw is I had a Leastron Stride on my discard pile. This allows a unit to perform a singular move action without triggering retaliation. So this actually allows my Bahigudin to move away from Sigrid, because now, since she's not engaged with the Husk anymore, she only blocks the Bahigudin itself if he's still engaged with her. Now they get to here, and this allows me to collect a Husk at the end of the round, because Thiago doesn't have any more activations to play. My Conclave Artilleries has dash from the Relics, which allows them to move that way and still perform 2 range attacks against the Priest. And he also has Spell Strike. So because I've played Leastron Stride, I get +1 power on my 2 attacks, which means if the attack hit, both hit, it would deal 4 damage each time, 8 damage, which is
Yeah.
the exact health for
It
the
was
Priest.
it was a combination of things. So
Yes.
I moved away from the husk because I believed I was safe.
Yes.
Because technically the only unit Nikki still had to activate couldn't contest the relic.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, I'm fine. But I forgot that she had that damn Leastron Stride in her graveyard. That is always tricky when playing against Polinor. You need to be aware of the spells that can still be played. That is also valid for one of the relics that didn't play a part in this game, which is the Ring of Time.
Yeah, I thought of taking the Ring of Time with that guy because, I mean, just free spells is free spells, but I love the extra ability that Boots of Celebrity always
Yeah.
give you.
Yeah.
And it's not only tricky to play against Polinor, it's tricky to play with Polinor because you need to see those plays because he has all that versatility. It's kind of based around him. If you don't use, he's very fragile. You saw like a little misplay on my part. I didn't account for the possibility of Thiago taking an extra action, which is something that, I mean, you have like 3 cards of that in your deck, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there is a high chance you have him one.
Yeah, and one of the, I will say that it was kind of I was kind of counting on picking up a second relic. I spent the whole game with just 1 relic,
Yeah.
which really hurt. Keeping me away from the second relic was really important. I was going to pick up the Ring of Time,
Yeah.
and you know, just keep using it to.
I mean, you get extra attacks, you get my spells, you get
Yes,
free
yes,
movements.
yes.
for-
I was going to use. Let me move on to the other side now
Makes
because
more
we're not
sense, I
playing
guess.
anymore.
Much
so
better.
I was going to use the Ring of Time if I could have gotten it to use your spells before you could use them again.
Yeah.
And deny you that resource. So yeah, but there was another option showed up later, which is the Everlasting Heart here, and this one is also really good. There was a chance if I had survived, if I hadn't allowed you to pick up another relic, that I could have hold out with Sigrid for a little bit more time.
I
some more
did
cards.
warn you that the Bahegudin was going to win me the game, and
Yes,
it just
yes,
didn't
and
listen.
it absolutely did.
The Molex Augury, it always tells you what's going to happen.
Yeah, the Conclave is tricky. They are like the bane of my existence. Yes, but Polinor is a tricky deck for Sigrid to play against. You need to be very conscious of the terrain, of the positioning on the battlefield. So yeah, the game could have gone different.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It was very fun that I had the Roomful Ward, which wouldn't allow me to negate any spell you played.
Yeah.
But when you played your attack, I had one echo less than what I needed to play this. And I didn't have Neutralizing Ward in my hand.
Yeah. So I will say that I am sad that I lost, but it was a very good game, and we finished it in like a little over an hour, right?
That was impressive. It's because you guys are both veterans. You play very fast. So once again, kudos on that. Congratulations. And
Yeah. So the good thing about this is that we could, if we wanted to, play again. I don't think we're gonna do it in the live stream today, but if you have an afternoon, you can get a couple of games in, and it's great.
Yeah, especially when you get things like, you don't need to be explaining all the things for them. You know, and I say, I have spell strike 1, and I have played this, so you know I have +1 power on that.
Yeah.
You know what everything does. So it's one of the reasons why we added keywords for the abilities, because when you get to know things, you can just say their name, and people will understand how they play.
Yeah.
So, guys, a couple of very important announcements. First, I'd like to remind everyone that we're very close to our last 48 hours on the GameFound campaign. So, if you enjoyed this and you were thinking about getting Malediction, go ahead and do it now. And also, I guess if you like these factions and you want to try out these Seekers, and maybe you only picked up another faction, I guess this is the moment as well for these last minute, not minutes, but last 48-hour buys. We'll be very glad to see you guys there in our GameFound page. And also, we'll be showing now an amazing trailer of the game. So please stay tuned for the end of the live with the trailer. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Millennia ago, the world died. For 1,000 years since the fall, the cataclysm that birthed the Malediction and destroyed all the great empires of yore, kinship in Silesia has been divided among 4 great factions. The Order of the Shattered Throne, clad in both iron and faith. The scheming mages of the Conclave of Spheres. The Legion of the Fallen, hedonistic masters of the afterdeath, and the primal blood, ruthless and free. Now, a strange phenomenon is causing the boundaries of the Malediction to recede, unveiling relics of immense power. The Seekers, champions of their faction, lead their troops into this chaotic maelstrom to claim the lost relics for themselves. This is Malediction, a fast-paced competitive miniatures card game for 2 or 4 players. In this dark fantasy world, you'll become a Seeker, a faction leader capable of wielding the power of long-forgotten relics. Malediction is home to 4 unique factions, each with its own distinct characteristics and strategies. Choose the faction that best suits your playstyle and gain mastery over the game. Cards are the lifeblood of Malediction. They represent the units you'll command, the items they'll wield, and the spells they'll cast. Your deck-building decisions will determine your success in the game. Before the match, select a terrain set to place on the battlefield. Each terrain type grants various effects that impact players' strategy. By carefully positioning terrain pieces, players can explore limitless tactical possibilities, ensuring each game is unique and exciting. You are now ready to begin. On the battlefield, both players will deploy your units that can be represented either by 2D standees or 3D printable miniatures. Take your experience to the next level by using the code on your card to download STL files for each of your models, bringing your armies to life like never before. To win the game, you must acquire sufficient mastery, which is earned by defeating enemies and claiming relics from husks. Relics are powerful magical artifacts that vastly enhance a unit's abilities and provide mastery while equipped. In Malediction, combat is turn-based, with players alternating unit activations one at a time. This creates dynamic gameplay as units move, attack, and utilize their special abilities. In our game, magic plays a crucial role. Spells offer unique effects that can dramatically change the tide of battle, often bending the rules of the game. They can be used to strengthen your units or catch your opponent off guard, so use them wisely. As a living game, Malediction is constantly growing. We'll continue supporting the game with new expansions every year, giving players even more ways to play. Outwit your enemies by combining cards, miniatures, and terrains. Dominate the battlefield and claim relics in this unique gaming experience. Shape the future of wargaming. Back Malediction on GameFound.